Gayatri Madam ji, let us start with Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheswarah, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Okay. And the promise of second marriage, it is also okay. Promise of marriage, first Kastablag, seventh Kastablag, and the ninth Kastablag. After examining all these Kastablags, promise is okay, tenth promise is there. And then next, after checking the 11th Kastablag, promise of क्या बोलते हैं confirmation of promise, it is also okay. Yes. Next point, whether the event fructifies early or late. My mera analysis I have done, how I have wrongly went. In this chart, Saturn is in the star of Moon and the Moon is in the star of Saturn. Sir, can you display the chart? Or Saturn is in the star of Moon and Moon is in the star of Saturn. It indicates a strong Punarpu. So next point, 11th cusp falls in Aries. Aries is a movable sign, and 11th cusp subsublord Moon is placed in Scorpio. That is a fixed sign. In Kular Kitab में क्या है? Preference should be given to subsublord, 11th cusp subsublord, not for 11th cusp. So 11th cusp subsublord Moon is placed in Scorpio, so it indicates late. This is second one. Next, third one is 9th cusp subsublord is linked through its star lord. 9th cusp subsublord is linked. 9th cusp subsublord is Rahu in this chart. He is linked with 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, along with 5 or 7 or 9 or 11. This is also an indication of late marriage. Due to these reasons, I have come to a conclusion. The event will not fructify so early. So that is one reason. Next one, at the time of judgment, क्या दशा चलता है? Saturn दशा. Saturn दशा was running. Saturn is okay. Saturn इन्वॉल्वमेंट में 5, 7, 9, 11 है. कमिटमेंट में भी 5, 7, 9, 11 है. इसमें फाइनल कंफर्मेशन में भी 5, 7, 9, 11 है. ओके, इट इज ओके, नो प्रॉब्लम. दशा लॉर्ड इज ओके. क्यों बोले तो दशा लॉर्ड इट शुड बी फेवरेबल फॉर आर न्यूट्रल, दैट इज एनफ, बट इट शुड नॉट बी डेनेड. It should not be denied. So Dasha Lord is okay. Next point is Bhukti Lord. While selecting the Bhukti Lord, I have mistakenly selected. Whatever it may be, the way of selection, I will tell you. Next, Saturn at the time of judgment, Saturn Dasha Venus Bhukti was running. It ends on 8/1/2023, Venus Bhukti. You see, Venus is in the star of Venus with PS self स्टार में है. कमिटमेंट में 5, 7, 11 है. फाइनल कंफर्मेशन में भी 7 है. बट इट इज ए वेरी वीक सिग्निफिकेशन बिकॉज वीनस इज 5, 7, 9, 11 इन इन्वॉल्वमेंट. कमिटमेंट में 2, 4, 8, 10 है. 2, 4, 8, 10 एंड फाइनल कंफर्मेशन में 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. बोला तो 9th का इन्वॉल्वमेंट हुआ. इन्वॉल्वमेंट में हुआ तो आदमी को 3, 4, 8, 12 आर नॉट गुड हाउसेस फॉर सेकंड मैरिज. तो 4, 8 कमिटमेंट में है, 4, 8 इधर भी है फाइनल कंफर्मेशन में. तो वीनस इज नॉट ए गुड सिग्निफिकेटर टू गिव एज ए भुक्ति लॉर्ड. So it is deleted. Next, when comparing both the sun and moon, sun, you see, sun is not having PS, I think. No PS for sun. Sun is in the star of moon, 5, 7, 11 है इन्वॉल्वमेंट में. कमिटमेंट में 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12 है. बोला तो 5, 7, 11 कमिटमेंट में है. फाइनल कंफर्मेशन में भी 5, 7, 9, 11 है. ओके ओके. 5, 7, 9, 11 इन्वॉल्वमेंट में है. कमिटमेंट में भी फाइनल कंफर्मेशन में भी 5, 7, 9, 11 है. मगर इधर क्या है? 5, 7, 11 इन्वॉल्व हाउसेस को नेगेशंस क्या है? 1, 3, 6, 1, 3, 6, 8 and 12 कमिटमेंट में है, 6 and 12 फाइनल कंफर्मेशन में है। इधर देखो, ये क्या बोलते हैं मून को, मून इज हैविंग पीएस, मून इज पीएस, मून मून इज पीएस, through PS, a resident of 5 and a sublord of 7 and 11. Moon is in the star of Saturn. 5, 7, 5, 7, 9 and 11 involvement में है, कमिटमेंट में 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, 11, 12, फाइनल कंफर्मेशन में थ्रू सैटर्न 4, 5, 8, 9 है। इधर भी 3, 6, 12 इन कमिटमेंट में है। इधर 3 कमिटमेंट में 3 negation side, 3 houses, 3, 6 and 12. Whereas in sun, there is also 6, 8, 12 है, 6, 8, 12, 3 को कैंसिल हो गया, वो जाने दो। फाइनल कंफर्मेशन में सन को 6 and 12 है, फाइनल कंफर्मेशन में सन को 6 and 12 है। इधर मून को 4, 8 है फाइनल कंफर्मेशन में। जो भी हो गया, उधर कैंसिल इक्वल हुआ नेगेशन से। मगर सन इज नॉट ए कोर रूलर ऑफ 7th cusp. Sun is not a co-ruler of 7th cusp. Sun is not having PS, whereas Moon is having a PS with 5, 7, 11 is there. So I think that Moon is better than Sun. So that I have selected Saturn Dasha Moon Bhukti and Moon Antara. I have taken Moon Antara. That is my analysis. Okay. Everything I have explained in my last class. This is my situation. The rest Kapilaji will decide. He will say.
Sure. So let us discuss it right from the beginning.
Okay, sir.
Now, whenever we have to analyze a horary chart, see the basic rules for analyzing the horary chart. They are same as to what we apply to the natal chart. No difference is there. Here what we do is, the first point is that we have to check the genuineness. Now if you look at the genuineness of the present query for this present chart, which is of a female native who was a divorcee and she has asked about her second marriage. Now here if you look at moon is there in 5. It is having PS posted in 5, and at the same time it is present in 11. So 5 and 11 two houses. 7 I will not consider. 5 and 11 are two houses in which moon is present. Since 11 is there, so I have to check it whether it's star lord, because moon is also to give the result as per the stellar status. So if I look at the star lord is Saturn, and Saturn here is a co-ruler of 9, which means it is giving
Second marriage.
the genuineness. No, not the second marriage. It is the genuineness of the chart. Because for the genuineness of chart, what is important? That moon or its star lord should be linked to the primary cusp, to the main cusp, to the cusp in question. So here, since it is linked to the 9th cusp through Saturn, so it establishes the genuineness of the chart. यानी कहने का मतलब मेरा ये है कि कभी भी जब हम होरेरी का चार्ट लेते हैं तो हम होरेरी चार्ट में सबसे पहले पूछने वाले की जेन्युइननेस को चेक करते हैं कि क्या उसका पूछना मजाकिया तो नहीं है या सिर्फ वो चेक करने के लिए तो नहीं एस्ट्रोलॉजर को पूछ रहा। तो इस पर्पस के लिए हम मून और मून के स्टार दोनों के थ्रू जो है वो चेक करते हैं, मून लिंक हो जाए प्राइमरी कस्प के साथ या मून का स्टार प्राइमरी से लिंक हो जाए तो जेन्युइननेस को एस्टेब्लिश करता। नाउ हियर सिंस मून इज linked to 11 and through star lord is linked to 9, 11, it establishes the genuineness of the chart because it's a second marriage, for which case the 9th house is the primary cusp for the second marriage. The first point to check the genuineness. After this, now Before proceeding to checking the Dasha period lords, we have to check what is promised by the ascendant sub-sublord, what is promised by the primary cusp sub-sublord, what is promised by the 11th cusp sub-sublord. In this chart, the primary cusp sub-sublord is Rahu. The ascendant sub-sublord is Rahu. The primary cusp sub-sublord is again Rahu. And the 11th cusp sub-sublord is Moon. Now we have to check whether the ascendant, ninth cusp, and the 11th cusp sub-sublords, they are giving a promise for the second marriage or not. To check this, we first focus upon Rahu. Rahu, if it appears as a sub-sublord of any cusp, then here, along with the study of Rahu, we can study it through the planets it represents. That is Rahu, Venus, and Sun. And if we have gone through the pages of Key to Learn from page 25 to 26, if you remember, there it is given that how we have to note down the significations of Rahu. Rahu is the sub-sublord of the first cusp and the primary cusp. Rahu has no PS. Look here, it has no PS. If it has no PS, then Rahu will give its result through the stellar status. And Rahu here is in the star of Sun. And if you look at Sun is neither in 5, nor in 9, nor in 11. It means Rahu as Rahu is not giving the promise. But when you study Rahu, or study Rahu in terms of Venus, if you look here, it has got PS, and Venus is in its own star. If you look at Venus is there in 5th cusp, Venus is there in 7th cusp, Venus is there in 9th cusp, Venus is there in 11th cusp. It means that Venus, which is its own star lord, is giving 5, 7, 9, 11 significations, means is giving the promise of marriage. So if Rahu or any of its representative planets gives the promise of marriage, then it is okay. So Rahu as Rahu is not giving the promise, but Rahu as Venus is giving the promise. And next we have already studied Sun. Sun, it has no PS. And since it has no PS, then in the book it is quite clearly written that when any planet has no PS, then it provides the result through the stellar status. Sun is in the star of Moon. Thereby, the result of Sun will be provided by Moon. And if you look at Moon, the significations of Moon are 5, 7, and 11. It is 5 here. 5, it is present in the 5th cusp. 7, it is sub-sublord. And 9, 5, 7, and 11. And 11 also, it is the sub-sublord. Thereby, when you sum up all these, then the result given by the Rahu will be 5, 7, 9, and 11, which means Rahu as ascendant sub-sublord and Rahu as ninth cusp sub-sublord is giving a strong promise for the event of second marriage. Now let us check what are significations given by the 11th cusp. Now the 11th cusp sub-sublord is Moon. Moon has a PS. It is there in 5, 7, 11. We have discussed just now. Moon will give the result through its star lord, which is Saturn. And Saturn here is a co-ruler of 9. And at the same time, if you look at Ketu, Ketu is present in the 5th cusp. Ketu represents Saturn. Therefore, Saturn is also linked to the 5th cusp. Hence, Saturn is giving significations of 5 and 9. Moon is giving significations of 5, 7, 11. And when you look at the promise, it gives a promise of 5, 7, 9, and 11. Right? Now it means the ascendant sub-sublord, the ninth sub-sublord, and 11th sub-sublord are all strongly giving the promise for the second marriage. Now the next question that immediately arises to our mind is that for this particular horary chart, now what shall be the approximate period, or what could be the approximate period in which the second marriage is likely to happen? For this purpose, we have to check at the sign rising on the 11th cusp. The sign rising on the 11th cusp is Aries. It's a movable sign. And then, in addition to this, we have to check the 11th cusp sub-sublord, which is Moon. And Moon being the 11th cusp sub-sublord, it is present in which sign? It is present here in Scorpio sign. And since it is present in Scorpio sign, which is a fixed sign, it means the 11th cusp is rising in a movable sign, but the sub-sublord is in a, through its, the sub-sublord is present in a sign that is fixed. So it means we have a combination of now movable and a fixed sign. And whenever there is such type of combination of movable and fixed sign, then the event usually happens. It takes place within a span of around 6 months to about 12 months. Had it been movable, I would have said that the event is likely to occur in 3 or 4 months. If it is fixed and fixed, I would say it can be anything in between 6 months to 15 months. If it is a dual sign, I could say it can be 6 to 15. So it could be any period in between. And if it is movable and fixed, or it is fixed and dual, or it is movable and dual, then accordingly you can check it out that the event shall take place something around 6 months to 15 months. So, in addition to this, now what I need to check is I need to check the ninth cusp sub-sublord, that is the primary cusp sub-sublord. And if you look at the significations of the primary cusp sub-sublord, Rahu has no PS and it is present in Sun. And if you look at the significations here, because here Rahu as Rahu, Rahu as Venus, and Rahu as Sun, I have just concluded that how you find out. And if you look here, what you find is 5, 7, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. All favorable houses are present. And at the same time, what are the unfavorable houses to the ninth house? They are 4, 8, and 12. 4, 8, and 12 are unfavorable houses to the ninth house. 2, 6, and 10 here are neutral to the ninth house. Second house, sixth house, and 10th house here is neutral to the ninth house. See, what is the basics? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, they are all favorable. 4, 8, 12, they are unfavorable. Means which are the houses which are unfavorable? 4th house, 7th house, 8th house, and 12th house. And which are the neutral houses? 2, 6, and 10. So here the 10th house is second house, the second house is sixth house, and the sixth house is 10th house. They are neutral houses. So you will be having favorable houses 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. 5 favorable houses, and you are having 3 strongly unfavorable houses to the ninth house, which are 4, 8, and 12. Now the presence of both type of houses in the involvement is an indication that the marriage of this native in any case will not happen before 6 months period of time. Now nothing beyond it can be concluded. We can say that yes, it will happen, but something beyond 6 months of time. So this is how we conclude on the basis of the the ninth cusp, primary cusp sub-sublord, the sign rising on the 11th cusp, and at the same time, the 11th cusp sub-sublord, and where it is posted in the natal chart, D1 chart, in which sign it is posted, whether it is movable, it is fixed, or it is a dual sign. So, after having checked that all the three, the ascendant sub-sublord, the ninth cusp sub-sublord, and the 11th cusp sub-sublord, they are giving a strong promise for the second marriage. We have also checked that the marriage in any case will not happen before 6 months period of time, and the reason for it I have already explained. We have checked it on the basis of the ninth cusp sub-sublord. Its involvement in both positive and negative houses is an indication to that. And we have checked the sign rising on the 11th house and the 11th cusp sub-sublord, which is placed in a fixed sign. So on the basis of this, we conclude that it will happen something beyond 6 months period of time. Now, after having checked the promise and finding that there is a strong promise for the second marriage, now we have to think about the Dasha period lords. So, for this purpose, I will now move to the transit chart, and in the transit chart, my first point would be that I shall substitute here question along with the time of question, which is 19, 29, 11, and then I do the calculation. Now when I calculate it, what I find is why I have done it, why I have taken this time period, the starting period of the question. The reason is just to find out the ruling planets of the ascendant, which are very, very important, because the ruling planets also play an important role, which may help us to identify which planet can be a bhukti, which can be antara, which can be sukshma, which can be prana. That can also be used. So here the ruling planets are Sun, Ketu, Sun and Moon. Up to the sub level, it is Sun, Ketu, Sun and Moon. Sun has appeared here twice, Ketu and Moon. Now these are 4 ruling planets. In addition to this, it is also clearly mentioned in the book that all the planets which are in the star of these ruling planets or in the sub of these ruling planets. Now this is important. All planets which are in the star or which are in the sub of these ruling planets can also be marked as the ruling planets. यानी यहाँ तक जो मैंने बात कंक्लूड की है, सबसे पहली बात तो हम प्रॉमिस देखेंगे, और जब हमने प्रॉमिस पढ़ा तो हमने देखा असेंडेंट का सब लॉर्ड, प्राइमरी कस्प का सब लॉर्ड और उसके साथ 11th कस्प का सब लॉर्ड, तीनों सब लॉर्ड मैरिज का स्ट्रॉन्ग प्रेमिस दे रहे हैं. ये चेक करना कि ये जो कन्या है जिसने ये प्रश्न पूछा है, अब इसकी जो मैरिज है क्या वो जल्दी हो जाएगी, 3 महीने के अंदर हो जाएगी, या 6 से 12 महीने के बीच में होगी, या कोई फूल प्रूफ मेथड तो है नहीं कि हम एग्जैक्ट बता देंगे इतने महीने में ही हो जाएगी. हालांकि केपी वाले तो बहुत बारी इस तरह की कोशिश करते हैं. अब केपी वाले क्या करते हैं वो भी आपको बता देता हूं, इसकी जरूरत नहीं है यहाँ पे. अब वो क्या करेंगे, डेट क्या है आपकी, क्वेश्चन का बर्थ टाइम का डेट क्या है, 27, और मंथ क्या है, 1. 2 और 7 को ऐड करेंगे तो क्या बनेगा, 9 में 1 ऐड करेंगे तो क्या बनेगा, 10 के अंदर 2 हमारे पास फिगर्स आई, एक 1 और एक 0. 0 का मतलब है इसी साल में हो जाएगा, 1 का मतलब है 1 साल के अंदर अंदर हो जाएगा. इसका मतलब 2 पॉसिबिलिटीज हैं हमारे पास. ये केपी का तरीका बता रहा हूँ. वो क्या करते हैं, कुछ भी कहाँ से कैसा फॉर्मूला बना के जो है वो लगा देते हैं. हालांकि ये हर जगह पे फिट नहीं होगा. You will get wrong answers.
कैसा नो कॉल इंट्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं?
नहीं, सी नो इंटरप्शंस प्लीज, नो इंस्ट्रक्शंस, यू आर सिंपली टू लिसन. इसका हरारी नंबर क्या था, 512, 512. अब 5 नंबर क्या है, मैरिज गिविंग हाउस है, लव का हाउस है. 1 क्या है, असेंडेंट खुद है, और 2 क्या है, एडिशन टू फैमिली है. इसीलिए ये नेटिव जब आपके पास आया और उसने हरारी नंबर 5, 1, 12 दिया, तो हम ऐसा कह सकते हैं कि उसका प्रश्न मैरिज के कंसर्निंग है, वो अपने मैरिज के बारे में जानना चाहती है. Now this is another trick, just on the basis of Horary number you can have a idea कि किस तरह का क्वेश्चन वो आपसे जानने वाली है। तो इसका मतलब उसने जो क्वेश्चन पूछा वो उसके होरारी नंबर से भी टैली करता है, वो भी यही इंडिकेशन देता है ना। बैक टू आवर टॉपिक, मैं जो बात कर रहा था आपसे, तो हम यहाँ पे रूलिंग प्लैनेट्स लेंगे क्योंकि रूलिंग प्लैनेट्स भी एक बहुत अच्छा रोल प्ले करते हैं। अब रूलिंग प्लैनेट्स में बुक में बहुत क्लियर लिखा है, रूलिंग प्लैनेट्स के चैप्टर में कलामसा में दिया हुआ ये चैप्टर है। रूलिंग प्लैनेट्स दो मेथड दिए हुए हैं, टू डिफरेंट एस्पेक्ट्स हैं कि हमने रूलिंग प्लैनेट्स को यूज कैसे करना है बीटीआर के लिए और अदर इंपॉर्टेंट इवेंट्स के लिए। अब रूलिंग प्लैनेट यहाँ पे सन, केतु, सन, मून, पहली बात। दूसरा पॉइंट, कलामसा में रूलिंग प्लैनेट वाले पेज के ऊपर ये भी क्लियरली लिखा हुआ है कि जब हम ये रूलिंग प्लैनेट्स लेंगे, then all the planets which are in the sub star or in the sub of sun, ketu, sun and moon, they can also be taken as the ruling planets. ये वाले जो रूलिंग प्लैनेट है फर्स्ट कैटेगरी के रूलिंग प्लैनेट है, और जो प्लैनेट इनके स्टार और स्टार में आएंगे वो सेकंड कैटेगरी के रूलिंग प्लैनेट्स हैं, जो सब में आएंगे वो थर्ड कैटेगरी के रूलिंग प्लैनेट्स हैं। काम सबका एक जैसा ही है, राइट। So this is just the priority that you have 1, 2 and 3. अब अगर आप देखोगे इसमें, अगर आप इसमें चेक करोगे, सबसे पहले मून देखो क्योंकि मून सब लॉर्ड है। आप मून देखोगे तो मून, सन मून के स्टार में, तो सन बन गया रूलिंग प्लैनेट। उसके बाद सैटर्न जो है वो मून के स्टार में, तो सैटर्न भी बन गया रूलिंग प्लैनेट, ये दूसरी कैटेगरी के हो गया। उसके बाद सबलॉर्ड की लाइन में देखोगे तो वीनस भी जो है वो मून के सब में है, तो वीनस भी बन गया। इसका मतलब मून से हमारे पास 3 और रूलिंग प्लैनेट्स मिल गए, one is sun, second is Saturn and the third one is Venus. Similarly, when you look at the second ruling planet which is sun, which has repeated, sun जो देखोगे आप तो sun, Mercury is in the star of sun, Mercury becomes the ruling planet. Rahu is in the star of sun, Rahu becomes the ruling planet, right? And then if you look at the second row, it is Mercury is one and Rahu here is the second one. Now Rahu is also appearing as star lord of Jupiter and Rahu is sun, so Jupiter also becomes the ruling planet. And then sun again becomes the ruling planet. So sun will be linked to Mercury, Jupiter and sun. Similarly, if you look at Ketu, Ketu is only linked to Mars. Except Mars, it is not present in any other planet. Hereby, the first category of ruling planets are Sun, Ketu, Sun, Moon. The second category of ruling planets are those which are in the star, and the third one are those in the sub. सबका काम एक जैसा ही है, simply categorization है 1, 2 and 3 कि सबसे पहले हम 1 को यूज करेंगे, 1 में कोई नहीं मिलेगा तो 2 को यूज करेंगे, 2 में नहीं मिलेगा तो 3 को यूज करेंगे। That is the only meaning of this categorization. So we have so many ruling planets. Sun is there, Ketu is there, Moon is there, Mars is there, Mercury is there, Jupiter is there, Saturn is there, and Venus is there. And if you look here, Sun has repeated how many times? Sun is sign lord, Sun is sub lord, Sun में भी Sun appear हुआ है, and then Moon में भी Sun appear हुआ है. Sun has appeared a number of times. Now, if you look at the pages in the Horary book where the second marriage and the event of second marriage is mentioned, it is given that what is the Bhukti Lord that has to be taken. Now, as per Cuspal interlink theory, हमें कौन सा Bhukti Lord select करना पड़ेगा? Now, the Bhukti Lord has to be selected from amongst the ruling planets, which is a significator of the marriage giving event and which is a strong ruling planet. Sun has appeared twice, so it's a strong ruling planet. Sun has appeared in Moon also, Sun has also again appeared in Sun also. So it's a very, very strong ruling planet. It means on the basis of how we take up the Bhukti Lord in the case of marriage, as per what is given in Kaspal interlink theory and the rules quoted in the Kaspal interlink theory by Khullerji, instead of using Venus as the Bhukti Lord, Sun is to be used as the Bhukti Lord. Now here a question arises कि हमने सन को भुक्ति लॉर्ड तो ले लिया, सन ना 5 में है, सन ना 9 में है, सन ना 11 में है, किसी भी इफेक्टिव हाउस में नहीं है. सन कहाँ पे है? थर्ड में है. सन इज अवेलेबल ओनली इन थर्ड हाउस एंड एक्सेप्ट दिस हाउस इट इज प्रेजेंट इन नो अदर हाउस. तो फिर सन भुक्ति क्यों बनेगा? Then the answer to this question now will be in the next part of my explanation, that before I proceed on to that why I am selecting Sun as the Bhukti Lord, I will have to study the significations. I have to study the strength of all the planets. अब अगर मैं सन से लेके केतु तक सारे प्लैनेट्स को एक एक करके रीड करूं, here you know in this chart Sun has no PS, Rahu has no PS. Here it is, see, no positional status, XX is given. Here Rahu has no positional status and Ketu has no positional status. All remaining planets have got a positional status. Okay, all remaining planets have got a positional status. अब सन की सिग्निफिकेशन जब हम रीड करेंगे तो इन्वॉल्वमेंट के अंदर हम सिर्फ वही हाउसेस कंसिडर करेंगे. वी विल कंसिडर ओनली दोज हाउसेस which are relevant. Relevant means which are relevant to the event, means which are event giving houses. अब 7th हाउस तो एक सपोर्टिंग हाउस है. 5 and 11 are strong supporting houses for 9th house. So sun का involvement 5, 7, 11 में है. We will not consider 2, 4, 8, 10. We have already done it when we were talking about the 7th sub-lord. We have done it to check it कि ये लेट करेगा कि जल्दी करेगा. Here in this case we don't have to bother about क्या नेगेटिव है, सिर्फ पॉजिटिव और पॉजिटिव हाउसेस ही हमको सिलेक्ट करने हैं. Now here you know what mistake people do when they are analyzing the chart. They will look into all this and then after looking into all this they will get they will get confused and they will mix up the results. So confusion will result in nothing except in the wrong interpretation. सिर्फ पॉजिटिव हाउसेस लेने हैं and positive houses are 5, 7 and 11. 2, 4, 8 and 10 we are not concerned with it. 2 and 10 are neutral houses, you know it very well. 8 is the only negative house which is present. Here we are not concerned because positive and negative houses, the main function will be in the sublord and the sub level. अब Horary chart में make it a point that involvement, commitment, but outcome of the result will depend upon sub-lord. Sub-lord will decide whether the event will happen or it will not happen. Horary में this is important. नेटल चार्ट में हम क्या कहते हैं, स्टार प्रपोजेस सब डिस्पोजेस, और फिर यहाँ चेक करते हैं कि जो रिजल्ट मिलेगा वो फ्रूटफुल होगा कि वो बैड रिजल्ट होगा. और एरी चार्ट में यू मस्ट नोट इट डाउन, इट इज ऑल्सो गिवन इन द बुक वेरी क्लियरली दैट द फाइनल डिसीजन for the planetary significations of any planet will depend upon what sub-lord says. If sub-lord says yes without any negation, you say yes, it's a good planet for the event. If sub-lord says no, then you say that this planet is a weak planet, may not bring about the event. Okay, so sun here 5, 7, 11 का इन्वॉल्वमेंट है, 5, 7, 9, 11 का कमिटमेंट है along with 4, 8 and 12. देखो 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11 all positive houses, 4, 8, 12 negative houses, 6 is a neutral house, we are not concerned with it. So इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि जो जो सबलॉर्ड है उसके बेसिस पे हम डिसाइड नहीं कर पाएंगे, क्योंकि दोनों ही तरह के हाउसेस, पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव हाउसेस, मिक्स्ड हाउसेस आर गिवन बाय द सबलॉर्ड. हेंस when sublord is not giving a clear indication कि हाँ कहूँ या ना कहूँ, कि whether it is yes or it is no, we will proceed to sub-sublord. And when you look at sub-sublord, it is giving 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. 6 is neutral. 12 alone has no meaning. 12 alone has no meaning. इसीलिए sun is an effective planet that can give the event of second marriage. Now read the significations of moon. Moon 5, 7, 11, okay. 5, 7, 11, okay. 5 and 9, okay. But what did I say? क्या कहा मैंने कि सब लॉर्ड जो फाइनल है वो डिसाइड करेगा कि इवेंट के लिए हाँ कहनी है या ना कहनी है. And here in this case what you find is 4 and 8. Fourth house is the 8th house to the 9th house, and 8th house is the 12th house to the 9th house. They are strongly negative houses. Thereby, moon is not a strong significator of marriage. It's a weak significator of marriage. क्योंकि सब लॉर्ड ने इसको यस नहीं किया है, सब लॉर्ड ने किया है हाँ हो भी सकता है और नहीं भी हो सकता. और एरी में वी नीड टू हैव प्लैनेट्स जो स्ट्रांगली कहें यस होगा. सो हियर मून इज ए वीक प्लैनेट. लुक एट मार्स. अब मार्स में भी देखो सब लॉर्ड देखो. इसका मतलब जहां जहां पे सैटर्न सब लॉर्ड और सब लॉर्ड अपीयर हो जाएगा वो प्लैनेट्स वीक प्लैनेट्स होंगे, विच में नॉट परमिट द इवेंट टू हैपन. अब देखो मून में सैटर्न सब लॉर्ड बना है, मार्स में भी सैटर्न सब लॉर्ड बना है. अब इस पोर्शन को भूल जाओ, कुछ भी दें सब लॉर्ड ही यस नहीं कर रहा. मरकरी में देखो सब लॉर्ड ही इनकार कर रहा है, और फाइनल में देखो फिर 4-8 अपीयर हो गया. मरकरी वेरी वीक. फिर जुपिटर देखो 5-9 अलॉन्ग विथ 4-8 बिल्कुल मान ही नहीं रहा, यस ही नहीं कर रहा. और यहाँ पे 4-8-12 इसको सपोर्ट कर रहा है. जुपिटर भी बहुत वीक. वीनस देखो 4-8 यहाँ पे और 4-8 यहाँ पे. सी इट इज गिविंग 5-7-11, 5-7-11. It is 5-7-9-11 involvement and 5-7-11 commitment. Okay, but with 4-8, right? चलो अब ये भी mixed है, so we proceed to the sub lord, and when we go to sub lord, it is giving 1 and 7. 7 is a supporting house. Prime house is absent here, and strong negations in term of 4 and 8. इसलिए वीनस जो है एक वीक प्लैनेट है, और एक वीक प्लैनेट कभी भी भुक्ति नहीं बनता. इसलिए कस्पल थ्योरी के अकॉर्डिंग वीनस को हम भुक्ति नहीं बनाएंगे. वी विल नॉट मेक वीनस एज द भुक्ति लॉर्ड बिकॉज ऑफ strong negations by the appearance of 4 and 8 at the sub level and at the sub level. अगर सब लेवल पे भी यहाँ पे 5 यहाँ पे 9 अपीयर हो जाता है इनके साथ, और 9 के साथ 5-11 भी अपीयर हो जाते, तो फिर हम ये कहते कि बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग भी नहीं है बहुत वीक भी नहीं है. मे बी इट मे गिव, but it will certainly not act as a bhukti lord. Why? Because there is strong negation at the sub level. Take the case of Saturn. 5-7-11 involvement, 5-7-9-11 commitment, 5-7-9-11 involvement, 5-7-9-11 commitment, 5-7-9-11 final confirmation without 4 and 8. इन्वॉल्वमेंट को छोड़ के सब लेवल पे और सब लेवल पे 4-8 प्रेजेंट नहीं है. व्हाट डज इट मीन? सैटर्न इज द स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट सिग्निफिकेटर ऑफ द सेकंड मैरिज. सारे प्लैनेट्स में अगर हम देखें तो सैटर्न सबसे स्ट्रॉन्ग सिग्निफिकेटर है सेकंड मैरिज का. ओके, स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट सिग्निफिकेटर ऑफ द सेकंड मैरिज. देन लुक एट राहु. Again, Saturn at the sub level. Look at Ketu again, Saturn at the sub level. Final confirmation में 8-12, final confirmation में 4-8-12. So if you look into the whole chart, क्या कंक्लूड करोगे? सिर्फ दो प्लैनेट्स हैं हमारे पास, एक सन और
Saturn.
दूसरा सैटर्न. One is sun and the second one is Saturn are the only two strong planets which probably can act as Bhukti Lord, Prana Lord and Sukshma Lord. अंतरा लॉर्ड कोई भी बन सकता है, दशा लॉर्ड कोई भी बन सकता है. So they can be the Bhukti Lords, or they can be the Sukshma Lord, or they can be the Prana Lords. Now, is this clear up to this point? Only yes and no. Is this clear up to this point, or should I repeat it? So इसमें when I calculate it, then Venus is the Bhukti Lord. और मैंने आपको बताया कि वीनस बहुत वीक है. अब वीनस वीक है तो वीनस भुक्ति नहीं बनेगी. क्यों भुक्ति नहीं बनेगी? बिकॉज इट इज स्ट्रांगली गिविंग नेगेशंस by the presence of 4-8, 4-8 and 12. So thereby when Venus is not the bhukti, the next bhukti is Sun. Now if we go by what is given in the Harari book by Khullarji, he says that any particular planet which is a ruling planet and a strong ruling planet has to appear as the Bhukti Lord if it is also giving strong signification for the merit giving houses, strong significations for the marriage giving houses or strong significations for the event. तो यहाँ हमने देखा कि सन बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग है, दूसरा प्लेनेट हमने देखा सैटर्न बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग है. अब जो पहले अपीयर होगा वही प्लेनेट जो है भुक्ति लॉर्ड बनेगा. thereby sun is selected as the bhukti lord. Now another important point, if you look at, see, I have taken only the co-rulers of the ascendant. I am not taking the co-rulers of moon, unlike what you do in KP. अब मून के को-रूलर्स क्यों नहीं लिए? भाई जो मून का स्टार लॉर्ड है वो दशा लॉर्ड बनेगा, मून का सब लॉर्ड है वो भुक्ति लॉर्ड बनेगा, मून का सब लॉर्ड जो है वो अंतरा लॉर्ड बनेगा, सूक्ष्म लॉर्ड जो है वो सूक्ष्म लॉर्ड बनेगा और प्राणा लॉर्ड जो है वो प्राणा लॉर्ड बनेगा. अब if you look here, it is Saturn, Venus, Saturn, Venus, Venus, and here also you have Saturn, Venus, Saturn, Venus, Venus. तो यहाँ पे हमें क्या चेंज करना है? इस सब लॉर्ड को असेंडेंट के सब लॉर्ड से सब्स्टिट्यूट करना है. इट मींस सब्स्टिट्यूशन का मतलब ये नहीं है कि हम टाइम बढ़ा के वीनस को सन बना दें. सब्स्टिट्यूशन का मतलब है कि यहाँ के वीनस को हमें सन से सब्स्टिट्यूट करना है. व्हाई आई एम टेकिंग सन? Because Sun is the sublord of the ascendant co-rulers and Venus is the sublord of the moon co-rulers, and I need to change the Bhukti lord, which is Venus, which is moon co-ruler, by the sublord of the Sun. Therefore Venus Bhukti will not give the event. I will have to change Venus from Venus to Sun. And if I look at what time Venus changes to Sun, it will be Venus will change to Sun on 8/1/2023. So what I do is I put here the date 8/1/2023. I keep the time the same one and then I calculate. I get Sun as the Bhukti. Now if Sun is the Bhukti, then the next question is I have to select the Antara. अब अंतरा क्या बन सकता है? अंतरा लॉर्ड will either be Sun or it can be any other planet which is a strong significator. Now why I am selecting Sun as the Antara? Because Sun is, number one, it has appeared twice, not twice, it has appeared many times. It has appeared as a sublord of Sun. It has also appeared as sublord. Moon का भी appear हुआ है ये. So Sun has appeared 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So thereby Sun, since it is giving significations of 5, 7, 9 and 11, thereby Sun can be selected as the Antara Lord. If Sun is to be selected as the Antara Lord, then this Antara Lord will be up to 25/1/2023, it means the marriage of this female will be settled in a time between 8/1/2023 to 25/1/2023. ओके, अब सन का अंतरा बुक में क्या लिखा है? द सेम प्लैनेट इज रिपीटेड if it is a strong significator through involvement and through the star lord and the sub lord, it is giving 5, 7, 9, 11 very strongly, which are the houses required for the event of the second marriage. It can be repeated. So another way for another reason for repeating sun is that sun has appeared a number of times as a ruling planet, thereby sun is preferred, hence bhukti of sun, antara of sun. Now the next question is सूक्ष्म. अब सूक्ष्म कौन सा सिलेक्ट करें? तो सूक्ष्म सिलेक्ट करने के लिए हमारे पास रूल्स कौन से हैं? अंतरा, सूक्ष्म, प्राणा हम सन और मून के ट्रांजिट से अरेंज करते हैं, राइट? अब इस चार्ट में ब्यूटी क्या है? इस चार्ट में ब्यूटी ये है कि हमारे पास प्लैनेट ही दो हैं जो इवेंट दे सकते हैं, एक सन और दूसरा सैटर्न. बाकी कोई भी प्लैनेट जो है, what did I say? Sun and Saturn can act as Bhukti Lord, Sukshma Lord and Prana Lord. Antara Lord can be any other planet other than Sun and Saturn. But here luckily Sun is there. Hereby the Sukshma Lord, Sun cannot be triplicated. तीसरी बारी इसको रिपीट नहीं कर सकते. तीसरी बारी सन को तब रिपीट करते अगर सन 9th कस्प में पॉजिटिव होता PS के साथ. It is not there, so we will not repeat it. अब the next planet which is strong significator is Saturn, so I will directly proceed to Saturn. कहीं और मुझे देखने की रुकने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. See, that is the beauty of this chart, and that is only when you analyze it, you know, looking into very minutely, जिसको कहते हैं ना माइक्रोस्कोपिक रीडिंग, कि हमारे पास क्या इंपॉर्टेंट है, only then you can come to these conclusions. Otherwise what you find is you will get confused ki which to select. Should I select sun, should I select moon, Mars, Rahu, Jupiter, because all are significators. They all are significators of the second marriage, but due to negations they will not give the event, they will not allow the event to fructify. So Saturn will be the other, and if Saturn is the other, now the date has been reduced from 8/1/2023 up to 19/1/2000 and up to 16/1/2023. So I will substitute here 16/1/2023.
Calculate.
When I do it, I get Saturn as the Sukshma Lord. Now if Saturn as the Sukshma Lord, look at the transit of Sun, it is okay. It is in the 10th sign, Lord of which is Saturn. So this is okay. Now, if I look at the Prana Lord which I am to get, then Sun should have been the Prana Lord. Okay. But since the gentleman who has interpreted, he has given 18 as the date, in my opinion, it has to be 17/1/2023. Because out of Sun and Saturn, no other planet can be present as the Dasha period Lord. अब इसकी 17 को मैरिज होनी चाहिए, चलो एक आधा दिन आगे पीछे भी हो जाता है. He says that the marriage has happened on 18, and if it is on 18, it has to be the Rahu Prana or it has to be Jupiter Prana Lord. अगर राहु को देखेंगे तो राहु is a better Prana Lord because Rahu is the sub lord of the 9th cusp. So since he has pointed out that the marriage has happened on 18, so Rahu could have been taken as the Prana Lord. But in my opinion, 17th was the exact date when the marriage would have fructified. ऐसा हो सकता है कि 17 तारीख को एंगेजमेंट होगी हो, 18 तारीख को जो है वो मैरिज होगी. Right? Now this is how you know we interpret this chart and we calculate that what is the exact date for the marriage of this native. Right? सो अब इसमें देखो, इसी पॉइंट को अगर हम पीछे ले जाएं, अगेन टू द सेम पॉइंट, 27/1/2023, it is 22. Okay, now here what you find is transit. अब ट्रांजिट में इंपॉर्टेंट क्या है? हॉरेरी चार्ट में ट्रांजिट में sun is a slow moving planet, will stay in a particular sign for almost 2.5 years. But here in this present case, sun is having about 21 degrees, is 21 degrees. तो 21 degrees का मतलब हो गया almost 20 months have passed, 21 months have passed. So it will stay in the same sign for 9 months. As long as Saturn stays in this sign for 9 months, the event of marriage will not happen. Because Saturn is here in a sign which is 12th to the primary sign. 9th house is the primary cusp, and Saturn is sitting posited in a sign which is 12th to its own sign. So Saturn will have to be shifted to this sign. तो 9 महीने तो यहाँ से क्लियर हो गया on the basis of degree that this marriage will not happen. So it means to if to this I add 9 months, it becomes 27/10. Now before changing this time period, the next important point is that Jupiter is here, present in the 11th, in the 9th house, the primary cusp. Is the presence of Jupiter in the Aquarius sign okay? Will give the event, or does the presence of Jupiter in the Pisces sign will give the event? This is important. We have to check it. अब जुपिटर का ट्रांजिट जब हम डिसाइड करेंगे, आप सपोज करो जुपिटर अगर एक्वेरियस साइन में होगा, तो एक्वेरियस साइन में यू हैव 3 स्टार लॉर्ड्स, एंड द 3 स्टार लॉर्ड्स इन द एक्वेरियस साइंस, दे आर मार्स, राहु एंड जुपिटर. हमने अभी जब प्लैनेट्स का सिग्निफिकेशन डिस्कस किया था तो क्या डिस्कस किया था? सन इज इंपॉर्टेंट, सैटर्न इज इंपॉर्टेंट. सैटर्न कहाँ मिलेगा? सैटर्न का स्टार 4, 8, 12 के अंदर. और सन का स्टार कहाँ मिलेगा हमें? 1, 5, 9 में और 2, 6, 10 में. एम आई राइट? अब इसका मतलब जुपिटर का ट्रांजिट जो एक्वेरियस साइन में है, ऑल्दो इट इज पोस्टेड इन द 9th हाउस, it will be better when Jupiter shifts to the Pisces sign. Why to the Pisces sign? क्योंकि Pisces sign में you have 3 stars. First one is Jupiter itself, second one is Saturn, and Saturn is one of the better planets, a better star, which will allow the event to fructify. So the transit of Jupiter is better in Pisces than in Aquarius. अब इसको अगर हम शिफ्ट करेंगे, पहला पॉइंट तो ये हो गया कि जुपिटर का ट्रांजिट जो है पाइसेस में बेटर है एज कंपेयर टू एक्वेरियस, राइट. दूसरा पॉइंट यहाँ पे हमने क्या डिस्कस किया कि सैटर्न इज प्रेजेंट इन ए साइन 12th टू इट्स ओन साइन, 12th टू द 9th cusp, to the primary cusp. Therefore, Saturn will have, till it goes to the 9th cusp, the event will not fructify. Saturn is of 20 degrees 48 minutes, which means almost 21 months. They have passed, 9 months are remaining. So this event will not fructify before 9 months period of time. Another way to predict कि ये 6 महीने में, then what happens? Saturn still is in the same sign. It has not moved to the next sign. So Saturn here is 24 degrees. Retrograde हुआ होगा बीच में. Maybe Saturn has changed, become retrograde over here. It would have gone to this sign, then being retrograde it has shifted back. So I will keep on now changing it 1 month each. Jupiter has already gone to Pisces sign, which is the favorable sign for the event to happen. Why do I say that presence of Jupiter in the Pisces sign is favorable for the event? Look here. हमने क्या डिस्कस किया था पहले कि मैरिज के इवेंट के लिए जुपिटर शुड aspect natal Venus. For a female, it
Ah.
should aspect natal Mars. Right? Now look here. Jupiter in 12th sign, Venus is retrograde. It means Venus is also acting from which house? 6th house also. And from Pisces sign, it is having the 9th aspect on the Venus. It means the appearance of Jupiter in Pisces sign is good because it is in relation to Venus, which because being retrograde is also acting from the 6th house, and Jupiter is making a 9th aspect on the 6th house. पहली बात क्लियर हो गई. दूसरा पॉइंट, जुपिटर का ट्रांजिट पाइसेस में बेटर क्यों है? मार्स देखो, नेटल मार्स इज हैविंग 4th aspect on Jupiter, and natal Mars from the 7th house is having 4th aspect on Jupiter, so it satisfies both the condition. It is linked to the natal Mars and it is also linked to the natal Venus. Thereby the presence of Jupiter in Pisces sign is a better sign for the event to happen. अब सैटर्न की बात कर रहे थे हम, तो सैटर्न जब तक एक्वेरियस में शिफ्ट नहीं करेगा इवेंट नहीं होगा. 24 डिग्री 26 मिनट्स का है. फॉरवर्ड करेंगे 1 मंथ तो 25 डिग्रीज, 1 मंथ 27 डिग्रीज, एंड नाउ ऑन 1 मंथ 27 डिग्रीज, तो ये बन गया 1 डिग्री 9 मिनट्स का. सो इसको हम 1 वीक पीछे करेंगे, enhance it by 1 week, it becomes 21 minutes 27 on 20th. Okay, so it is again
1 day.
1 day each. Look here now. On 17/1/2023, Saturn has gone to the Aquarius sign. Jupiter has occupied a position. Sun has also occupied a position, which is okay. And then Moon, is also having a 9th aspect from Jupiter. It is okay. All conditions are satisfied, and the event of marriage will trigger on this particular date. That is 17/1/2023. It is what I predict. अब it प्लानिटरी पोजीशंस में भी देखोगे तो वो भी 5 को इंडिकेट कर रहा है, 9 कर रहा है. बट फॉर लव मैरिज हियर नो, Venus is retrograde. It is also acting from the 6th house. It will not allow the love marriage to happen. Number 2, second point जो important है यहाँ पे, लव मैरिज के लिए जो 5th हाउस का सब लॉर्ड है, that should be connected to the 9th house in the natal chart. 5th house sub lord is Mars. It should be connected to the 9th house either by itself or through its star, right? And similarly, the 9th sub lord should also be connected to the 5th house. अब इसमें ये बहुत वीक कॉम्बिनेशन है, बहुत वीक कॉम्बिनेशन है. इसका मतलब इस चार्ट में जो इंडिकेशन मिलता है कि ये जो 2 लोगों की मैरिज हुई है, इस लेडी की जिससे मैरिज हुई है वो उसको पहले से जानती थी, लेकिन लव मैरिज नहीं हुआ है, अरेंज्ड मैरिज हुआ है. आई इंक्वायर्ड दिस टुडे इटसेल्फ फ्रॉम उत्कर्ष कि काइंडली टेल मी कि दिस इज व्हाट आई फील. तो ही सेड कि सर ठीक कह रहे हो आप कि वो लेडी और लड़का दोनों एक दूसरे को जानते थे, पर उनमें कोई ऐसा लव वाली कोई चक्कर नहीं था. सो this also establishes